Hello fellow YouTubers, I'm Cassandra Joy. Today is such an exciting thing. This is something I've never done on my channel before, especially not in this format, but I'm so excited to do some Christmas present DIYs. I don't know about you, but I really take pride in my Christmas presents. I really like to give or make something that's completely personal to the person that I'm gifting. This year especially has been a very budget-friendly Christmas, so I've been limited in what I'm able to not only buy but spend. So to be a little more friendly on my wallet, I've decided to shop small and or craft some gifts with things that I can either thrift or already have around the house. Please keep watching while I show you some crafty DIYs that you can make yourself for a Christmas present for someone else. Or for yourself. No rules here. For this DIY, you're gonna need some pressed flowers. I got mine off of Amazon. It's a 68-piece pack, and it's got so many cool varieties of flowers. It comes with a pair of tweezers. You'll need some Q-tips, an adhesive. If you have Mod Podge, I'd suggest using that, but I didn't have any, so I'm using stencil adhesive spray, which I already had. I sprayed some in a cheap travel container I got from Meijer. And last, you'll need some frames. I thrifted mine from Goodwill. All of them were around the $2 range, which honestly is a steal for the quality of some of these frames. We're going to be taking out the artwork and making something completely new and completely customizable for the person in your life. So grab yourself a cup of tea or something equally warm and cozy, and let's get started. Before we can do anything, we're going to need to disassemble our frames. Unluckily for me, every frame I picked has some kind of doohickey that I needed to take apart before I could disassemble my frame. This one had screws, so I had to go scramble to find a screwdriver and take the screws out so I could get to the glass inside. Once you have the glass, you're going to want to clean it and let it dry completely before continuing to the next step. I took one of the packs of pressed flowers and took it out very gently. These are so delicate, so just keep that in mind when you're handling them. Then comes the fun part, arranging them. Now keep in mind that you're going to want to arrange them backwards in a sense, so the bottom layer is going to be the first thing people see. So make sure that the stuff you want in the foreground are the things you stick to the glass first. I just used a Q-tip and the adhesive that I found and dabbed it onto the glass directly. Thankfully, the adhesive dries clear, so you won't have to worry about seeing it once the project is finished. Before you begin sticking anything to the glass, I highly suggest mapping it out before you put any adhesive on. That way you know what you want it to look like before you even begin. I repeated the same process with each individual project. I did something different for every person I made this pressed flower design for. For a couple of them, I did a letter in their last name. For another friend, I did a very girly Christmas tree. It just was different every time, and that's the fun and creative part of this project. You can make literally any design you want to with the pressed flowers. I'll let you enjoy a little montage of the rest of this project, and then we'll move on to the next one. It's a little while later and I'm back to show you some more crafts. I also realized that I wasn't wearing lipstick the entire beginning of the video, which is just a crime because this is a Christmas video. Red lipstick is mandatory. So the next craft I'm going to show you is super easy. This is great if you're a tea lover and your tea comes in really adorable tin containers. That's half the reason why I love Harney & Sons tea, because the packaging is so cute. Their tea is bomb though, I will say that. We're going to be using this tin for the purpose of this DIY. What we're gonna do is turn this into a plant pot. I did learn the hard way that you're gonna need to spray some adhesive into the inside of the tin. When I put dirt and a plant and water into it, it started leaking out of the edges. It didn't even occur to me that it might not be waterproof, so I looked through the garage and found some Flex Seal. This is a liquid rubber sealant and it's clear, so you don't have to worry about messing up the color, but I wouldn't worry about it if it's a color because you're not gonna see the inside anyway. I've already sprayed the adhesive into the inside of the tin, and all I have to do is fill this with some dirt, add a nice little plant, and you've got yourself an adorable plant pot to gift someone.
This project is so simple. You're gonna take your tea tin and you're gonna take your sealant, shake it up well, and then you're gonna spray it into the tin. You wanna make sure that it coats all the corners, all the edges, and what I did was spray a little at a time and then turn the tin so that I made sure it coated everything needing to be coated so that no water could escape once everything had dried.
The next DIY is super easy and really fun to make. This is the perfect kind of craft where you can look around your house for the supplies that you probably already have, and that will save you a lot of money. For this, you'll only need buttons and ornament wire. This I already had laying around my house, and this I bought at the Dollar Tree.
This craft is so simple, it's perfect for adults and children alike. You'll only need two things, buttons and ornament wire. What you're going to want to do is take an assortment of buttons and size them from biggest to smallest. You'll want a variety and you'll want them all to be different sizes. The colors you choose are completely up to you. I went with my own personal style, which is gold, creams, and whites, and a little bit of black. That's typically the colors I decorate with, especially around Christmas, so it was perfect for this ornament idea. If you have wire tools, I would suggest using them. I do have them, I just couldn't locate them in time for this video, so I used my fingers instead, which I don't recommend. But whichever way you choose to approach this craft, you're going to want to make a tiny loop at the bottom of the wire so that the buttons don't fall right off when you put them on. You're going to want to start with the biggest and work your way up to the smallest. That way the buttons form a tree shape. Make sure that you have enough room left on the wire to make a second loop at the top so that you can hang the ornament when you're done. But if you don't have enough room with your wire, don't worry, I didn't either. So I just made another tiny loop and then added a second wire as the hook to hang it on the tree with. As a little extra special something, I decided to add a tiny button to the bottom of the ornament using the little loop that we used at the beginning. Doing that made the tree look a little more complete and like it had a trunk, like a proper tree.
These little Christmas tree ornaments are so easy to make, and you can use any color you want, any style of button. You just kind of make it to your specificities or for the person that you're giving it to using their decor colors. My decor colors usually consist of creams, whites, golds, and blacks. So those are the colors I chose for my little Christmas tree.
So a nice bonus craft that you can do super easily, especially if you don't like wasting things. I'm a huge candle lover, but oftentimes when it gets really low, there's all this liquid left, but it won't burn anymore. So what I've found is that if I light it and it's low enough to where it's all become liquid, I take it and I use a washcloth because it can be very hot, and I pour it into these chocolate molds that I got from the dollar store, and then I put the molds into the freezer, and it doesn't take long for them to solidify. And when I pop them out, they can be used as candle melts. And the nice thing is that it doesn't cost you anything extra. You've already got the candle. Some of you may already have the molds, and if you don't, I think they were like $2, so really not expensive. And it's such an easy DIY gift to give your friends and family for Christmas.
And that's it. Those are my easy, affordable Christmas DIYs that you can either gift to others or gift to yourself. This was really fun for me to do. I haven't gotten crafty in a really long time. Keep an eye out for more Christmassy videos, and I will see you next time. Love you guys. Mwah.